Hey, what's up, YouTube? Heir of Carthage back, finally. Man, it has been a busy week or so. Last videos I got up were the Spore videos, and I had to kind of rush to do those. I've been extremely busy with work. I had a lot of projects going on, and I am having to get ready for the holidays. And since I work for a retail company, the holidays are fast approaching, and they are going to be extremely busy. So, we are back on the Peninsular campaign. There's a lot to be done, and unfortunately my money is pretty short, and that's partly due to the fact that I have to have little armies in all of my cities everywhere to help garrison them, because the French do this. And what's funny is that in the Peninsular campaign in Napoleon was the large army, and he brought in large armies, and the Spaniards were the ones who sent out little armies, guerrilla armies, which really meant like little war. Anyway, they sent out guerrilla armies, and in this case, I'm the one that's marching forth with large armies, pushing the French back, and the computer only has one strategy on Total War games, and that is to split up in as many tiny, annoying armies as you can, like this one, and they come, and it's just enough men that your militia can't beat them, and they can raid your farmlands and cause you all kinds of damage, just like they did here. Very aggravating, very annoying, and not really the kind of tactics that Napoleon used, and thus I very much dislike it. Also, I've noticed that my men are replenishing extremely slow, which is very annoying because they're in a city and in my own province, so that really is kind of ticking me off. I'm going to try and intercept these Frenchies here, because I don't want them heading towards that city and besieging it. This ought to be an easy fight. I'm going to auto-resolve it. Of course, it's going to mean a lot more of my men die, but oh well. As you can see, the French pretty much lost all their troops, except for those 9 men who are going to run off and undoubtedly come back to try and raid some of my towns. So I'm going to march back towards my city here, because I have to keep it guarded. This is part of the campaign that's going to be a little bit annoying, because the French don't really have that many provinces left, but I have a ton of provinces, and they have a ton of little armies, like these up here. And they're going to be marching all over the place, and annihilating them without losing my provinces in return is going to be tricky at best. So yeah, we're going to have to march through here and figure out a way to get this done. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to take my large army up here in Castilla la Vieja, and we're going to have to march forward and take care of some business. So let's recruit again. We're going to have to recruit some militia to try and keep the town while we're away. And we have buildings. Oh, whoops, didn't mean to do that. Ah, darn it. Yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah, I don't want to destroy those buildings. I want to improve them. There we go. Didn't mean to do that. Now we're going to take our armies forward. I guess this is my city. The French are up here besieging it, and I think they can hold that city actually, and I have the British helping me over in this vicinity. So I'm going to push on towards the Pyrenees and march behind the French lines here. I'm trying to see if there's any other. I think those are my 3 large armies that I'm moving right now. Yeah, I have kind of a small army in that city. Alright, let's go ahead and end the turn and see what happens. This campaign's kind of hard to keep up with, actually, even though it's on a fairly small map. It frequently confuses me as to what's going on, because there's so many little tiny armies all over the map. Alright, so it looks like the French could pretty well beat me here, but I'm going to try and use some guerrilla tactics and see if I can at least kill a decent number of the French before they win. So I will see you on the battle map. Alright, I'm back on the battle map, and my plan is to let the French march up some. I have some of my skirmishers hidden in this little thicket. I have some of my horsemen hidden across in these woods. The others in these woods. I'm going to let my skirmishers get the jump on these Frenchies here. And I'm going to turn them off fire at will to let the French get well within my range before I fire. And I have my general back here, which is what the French are no doubt marching towards. So now that both these French troops, I'm going to wait for them to kind of get within my range, and then I'm going to open fire on them and then retreat. So there we go. The French can see me now. Open fire and get a pretty good number of them. And I'm going to see if I can get one more volley off before I have to run. And I'm going to pull my lancers out of hiding to and my other horses, and I'm going to use them to distract the French while my skirmishers hopefully keep getting the tear into these guys. But for right now, the French are still out of line, and my skirmishers should be getting some good shots still. And hopefully my cavalry might be able to force some squares or something. That would help me win. You can see the AI doesn't really know what to do. It's surrounded, and that's good. It's going to allow my skirmishers to continue firing at will into the enemy. Yeah, you can see the French line infantry trying to turn to face my horsemen, but I'm going to keep my horsemen menacingly out of range. So the French have not yet formed squares. They're attempting to ward off my cavalry still. And they're now trying to engage my skirmishers, which are pretty well into cover. I didn't lose any on those opening French volleys. So I'm going to try and move my, my cavalry up again. Here's some more French light infantry that's coming into the fight. These are reinforcements. My skirmishers are doing quite well. They're really not taking hardly any losses. Oh, crap. That was an accident. I didn't realize that my horsemen were standing right in front of that line infantry and right in front of the light infantry. So I just totally lost my cavalry. Wow. That's pretty bad when you let the AI get you that badly. Okay, and their chasseurs are trying to do it again, but this time I'm going to get out of their range. But I am causing their line infantry to turn and think about what their target is. This time I think I might actually get a charge in on this unit of Fusiliers, so long as they don't form a square. There we go. And I'm going to get my men out of there right away because I can't afford to lose them. And no doubt the French are going to be hustling in their other infantry to try and take care of that situation. Like right there, their light infantry are taking pot shots at me. Even though I know I'm out of their range, they're taking shots. So my skirmishers are still firing away and still being somewhat successful. I'm going to bring my cavalry from behind this hill this time, and maybe that'll allow me to get another good charge in and break another French unit. I'm going to back my skirmishers up. They're getting a little bit exposed to some flank fire from the French light infantry. And I'm reluctant to bring my general out here, but I am going to go ahead and start moving him up behind the lines. And I'm thinking I can use the hill for cover in order to get these cavalry up and around into the flank of these French troops. We'll see whether or not I can be successful. Nope, see, they're turning right away to face my cavalry. And even though they didn't really have the best line of sight, they sure did kill a large number of my men. That's one of the things that I don't like about Napoleon Total War as opposed to Empire Total War. Some people really hated the reload time on Empire Total War, and yeah, I can kind of see that because people like the more fluid battles on Napoleon Total War. But the reload time kind of made for, you know, having to keep an eye on like when to charge your horsemen in, and I think it added a neat element to the game. You could charge your horsemen in while the enemy was reloading, and on Napoleon Total War they reload so fast that the enemy troops might as well have like semi-automatic rifles, so sometimes that gets annoying. So darn it. Or wait, no, wait, we got that French unit to rout. Good, good, good. I don't know why I was saying darn it. Well, there's a darn it. That French unit of Fusiliers that's returning to the fight managed to catch my cavalry in an all-out shot there. So my lancers are now routing. That's okay. They've done quite a lot of damage. I'm going to get a charge in on this regrouped unit of French line infantry. I'm going to keep trying to keep my general moving, basically. He's not responding to my commands, but there we go. I can't believe that unit of French infantry routed. Actually, I've only got like a few men there. And now they want me to surrender at Lyon, and I know that that's not going to happen. If they want to take Lyon, then they can do it. So you remember that unit of artillery that was left alive from where I went out and intercepted that French army, and I said that they would go ahead and cause as much damage as they can, even though there's only like 9 men left. And sure enough, that's what they've done. Look, 9 men in an artillery unit come in and take this pasture. Like 9 artillerymen too, so it's not like they're actually trained in the use of muskets and other common weapons of war. Yeah, 9 artillerymen. I mean, what are they going to be doing? It's like they're trying to push their cannons up through the field. It's a foot artillery unit. And, I mean, like they'd even have time to do anything before the locals would shoot them. Now, that's the kind of stuff that I'm saying that CA really needs to address this in Shogun Total War, because this is ridiculous. You don't go to war and take towns with 9 men. Yeah, so, I mean, how could you... Yeah, anyway, I'm just not going to beat that dead horse any further. I think you understand what I'm saying. So, the pastures are once again made safe from the evil band of 9 Frenchmen that decided to come my way. So, thank goodness. Now, why am I at war with these guerrillas? It seems like any Spanish guerrillas would be joining me rather than against me. So I guess this capital over here is revolting in my absence. I'm sure the rebels will try and walk in there before I can get there. More annoying AI tactics. Alright, so I think we're making some decent progress against the French here. Let's join our troops up here. I know we are getting close to driving the French out. They've only got a couple of provinces left up over here, and I'm not sure which direction that I'd like to attack them. I'm trying to think where I've got my armies at right now. I've got plenty of troops to defend Lyon. I don't know why they're demanding my surrender. It's utterly ridiculous. In fact, the French ought to worry about their own city, which I'm about to besiege right here. So I'm going to go ahead and auto-resolve that, because we're going to easily take this city. We're going to peacefully occupy it. Alright. I think that's probably about all we need to do this turn. Let's once again end the turn and see what fortune brings us. So those of you who are wanting Total War videos, I kind of need you to tell me what you want right now. I've decided that I am going to do my next campaign for Rome Total War on the Rome Total War Vanilla, because most of my viewers are familiar with it. And I will make an occasional video from one of the mods for those of you who want to see mods. But I just assume that I have so many, I guess, so many fans who like the original Rome Total War that I want to make sure that they get to see some of that. Now, for whatever reason, the French are picked to win this battle, I guess because their troops have experience or something. They've been sieging this town for a while, and they're trying to siege me out, and the computer's doing that because they know that I'll easily defeat them in a pitched battle on the field. So I'm going to take care of that. I'll show you the results, and that'll be all the time I have for this video. Oh yeah, the French really won that one, huh? Nice auto-resolve, huh? Don't get me wrong, the French troops were pretty well experienced, but when you have a giant mob of peasants who can absorb all of your musket fire, you're not going to win. So, hope you enjoyed the battle and some of my angry, sarcastic upsetedness with the terrible AI on campaign. Don't get me wrong, it's been much improved over the years to get to Napoleon Total War. Please, CA, make me eat my words in Shogun. And better yet, in Rome 2 Total War eventually. Hope you enjoyed the video.